My topic today is to learn to behave. It's very appropriate for me because the way I see myself today, just 15 years back, is night and day. So there are four major aspects to behavior, as we all know: assertive, aggressive, passive, aggressive, and for the fourth one is. But anyway, I have been all of those in extreme forms. Maybe some of you have experienced that too. It's very painful, because it's transactional and you're always trying to do something to somebody else in form of that behavior. So I did a lot of research to prepare for this topic, and I looked up how the prefrontal cortex gets thickened when we do meditation. It helps us manage our instincts and moods, and how the limbic center can be controlled, and I can get into a lot of parietal nerve discussions and stuff like that and make it very esoteric, but that did not flow. So I'm going to start with some experiences and something that really have fundamentally changed the way at least I'm trying to behave. So first is, before I got into the path, so Padma got into the path way before I did. I've been a skeptic for 8 years after she started. And in one of those 8 years, we had a Kriya ceremony at our first center. It used to be called Ahimsa Yoga, some of you might remember, before it became Ananda Yoga. And Devarshi, who was the Kriya Acharya from the village, he came to give the Kriya ceremony. And my job was to come to the center, pick him up, take him back to our home, because he would be staying with us. I had a horrible day at work that day, and I was all, bitter and angry, and we all talked about that, right? And why is this happening to me? I'm a victim of this. I'm such a great man, and everybody's kind of trying to get to me, and what's wrong with this world, right? And all of those things were happening. I'm driving down, I come, I open the door, he gets in the car, something happens. So I make a left turn and I go up on Hawthorne and I tell him, I'm meeting you for the first time. It feels like I can get emotional. So I said, I'm meeting you for the first time, but it feels like I've known you forever. And I could not recognize that voice of mine. It comes out so calm, beautiful, centered, joyful. And he has not even said a word except thank you for sharing your house with me. And then he said, a very quiet voice, it's never one-sided. So the fact that you are feeling that you're not meeting for the first time, same thing has to come through me. So it's a two-way street. So behavior is not a transaction, it's an experience. And then if you read the AY, by the way, we have books. If people are interested, you can buy books here. And this is another book that, again, like many of the spiritual songs or books that we read, the more we evolve, it's like you're reading it for the first time, right? It's like the meaning changes, the context changes, everything changes. So anyways, in the AY, there's a chapter where Master talks about us being radios, right? Receiving and transmitting signals from everybody else. And the point of singularity is joyfulness and service. If every transaction or every behavior you can transform into an experience, okay? You don't have to learn to behave. You have conquered that learning. Any questions for me? And please behave when you ask questions.
I think you should write your book.
Wait, that is a question. When's it done?
Just imagine, if you think of the computer networks, right? Computer networks have 7 stacks. Those are called internet protocol stacks, IP stacks. We have 7 chakras, right? As you go through the stacks in the computer, you get the user experience, which is your screen. As you go up through the chakras, you get the divine experience, which is with God. So I've thought through the major parts, but one day I will write. So
Yeah. Thank you, Arnab. That was beautiful.
It was not supposed to be transactional, and I have absolutely no idea what I said. If I have to give this again, I don't know what I'm going to
That's
say. I
good.
enjoyed it thoroughly.
Let the flow begin.
Any questions for me or generally for anybody? Yes, please.
How do you define the behave and the serving attitude?
So behavior and serving. So behavior becomes the result, serving becomes the action. So when I am interacting with somebody, I'm trying to help that person in whichever way. So if that person is nasty to you, yeah, if that person is making you feel down, you have to go behind the scenes, open the curtains, and you have to see the light in that person. Or I'm going to share another experience, which is, thank you for reminding me. And if you're able to see that light in that person, okay, so what Padma said earlier, your reactions will go away. You know, one thing that we have learned, and we are all learning, is that how not to be judgmental. If your ability to judge people goes down, your inclination to serve increases. So think like somebody has a scar on the face, some boils on the hand, or does not have a leg, or paraplegic. We feel sympathy for that person, right? Extend that to jealousy, extend that to anger. So somebody's anger is almost the same as somebody without a leg or blind. These are all attributes, right? Some physical, so they're all suffering. So in a way, if you can attune yourself to that consciousness, that hey, yes, it's not easy. None of this is easy, and none of this is like otherwise everybody would do it. And then you see how the behavior will change. So the behavior becomes a result of your own state of mind in that particular context. So one thing I'm going to share, and we'll do a little bit of, if we have 2 minutes.
Paul is doing that.
Okay, good. I'm going to share this experience which I learned 28 years ago in a management class called Behavioral Science. But they said it's sometimes difficult to look into people's eyes and talk, right? Right? Because the eyes are the reflection of the soul, and you have no control over that. And a little technique they taught us, I still use it today, is that look at the spiritual eye. Because when I'm looking at your spiritual eye, you think I'm looking at you, but I'm not. I'm looking at your higher self. You see how it's connected?
Yeah.
So when you're able to do that, he thinks you're looking into his or her eyes, and you're absolutely genuine, because that's one way we measure ourselves, right? If you can look into your eyes and talk, that means I'm really interested and engaged. But I'm looking at your higher self. Automatically your behavior will come, and all Nitai and Jyotish, they do that without thinking. Just like we breathe, they do that too.
Yeah.
That's why it is so joyful to be around them, because they will pull the best out of you.
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you for the question. Any other questions? Yes.
When you say look at their spiritual self, do you consciously
Yes.
look at it?
Yes. Yeah. You cannot fake it. There is no. This
No, I
this
mean,
is
is it
as
like
good
a-
as the best engineering ever. God's engineering is no. There's no fake in that engineering.
How do you look at their spiritual self?
Just look at the point between the eyebrows.
It's there.
Oh, is
So
that
if I'm right now, I'm looking at the point between our eyebrows. But you think I'm looking at you, right? Don't I look like I'm looking at you? Yes, I am giving conscious thoughts to that spiritual eye.
Yeah.
Okay? So that you bubble up to your highest self when you respond to it. So between this, it becomes an experiential thing, not a transaction.
Beautiful.
Okay?
So, can you repeat the difference, those 2 types of relational interactions? You said transactional, and the other one was experiential?
Yes.
Can you just describe that?
Experiential is one that will give you joy. Transaction is something that will give you result, but it's transient. You're able to do something, but you'll not be able to sleep at night well, or that
Transactional
may be an
relationship
extreme case.
versus experiential.
Experiential is
relationship.
one of the only reaction that you'll get out of that is joy. Transaction, you'll get some physical results, you can get things done, but there will be side effects. It's like taking antibiotics, it does damage, right? It heals something.
Yeah.
Okay, this one has no side effects. That's how you have to, yeah, and you can only do that through attunement, by serving the master. Okay, the spark that infinite creation has left in us is what you really use to radiate in that particular behavior. And you can feel it, you cannot fake it. You cannot fake experience, you cannot fake joy. You just cannot. You can try, but it will not work. Okay, thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you, Arnab.
Very good.